But when I came and visited this place, there was something unique about it. I can just say that my program is what family is and home. I have always lived away from my parents. Hospital has been my second home. And that's the same feeling that I got when I came and visited.
Our current director of the endocrine program, Dr. Shibli Rahal, herself a graduate of a master's in medical education and indeed a master's in translational sciences, is really truly passionate about medical education and helping fellow trainees achieve their dream and pushing them to achieve their dream. And that passion about medical education really runs through the leadership of the program here.
Well, I think one of the things that are unique about our program is the fact that we tailor it to the interest of the fellow. We have a number of opportunities, whether it's in teaching, whether it's in basic research, whether it's in clinical research, whether it's in population research, things that are beyond just the day-to-day clinical training that's available within this division.
When I came to Iowa and they said it's the land of opportunities, I said yes, that's maybe the best description for it. So.
We are the only academic medical center in the entire state of Iowa, 3.5 million people. What it means then is that everything that is complicated comes to our clinics here. And so as an endocrine fellow, you will see the entire spectrum of clinical endocrinology that will therefore enable you to have complete confidence in your competence as an endocrine clinician once you have completed your training here.
The fellows here have a certain number of continuity of care clinics every week, and through those clinics they will see pretty much every aspect of endocrinology.
Endocrine fellowship program at the University of Iowa gave me extensive and outstanding training in endocrinology.
One of the great things about the University of Iowa is the broad reach of endocrinology patients that you will meet here.
For some other clinics, we would like them to deepen their experience in those specific diseases and see more complicated or more rare presentations of those disorders.
During the clinical part of my fellowship, I was able to manage patients with all sorts of endocrine conditions, some very common and some more rare. And I feel like I became a well-rounded endocrinologist.
We've got a number of strengths here in Iowa. First and foremost, something that I'm particularly involved in is the research side with the Fraternal Order of Eagles Diabetes Research Center.
So the FOE-DRC is about 9 years old now, and we have recruited and brought in over 100 faculty members across the entire University of Iowa campus who are doing cutting-edge research as it relates to diabetes, obesity, and metabolism. And what's really interesting is that the research spans the entire spectrum from population and implementation and behavioral sciences to clinical research to fundamental basic mechanistic research in the lab that covers all aspects of both the pathophysiology and the outcomes of type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and metabolic syndrome.
And so I knew right away that I wanted to do clinical research, and it wasn't hard to find mentors because there are excellent clinical researchers here.
About 3 years ago, we got this idea to have a specific research mentor on the faculty. And so my role is to introduce you to the opportunities that you would have during your fellowship here at University of Iowa. And again, they're going to span a lot of different areas.
It keeps you on track, and to know that they're showing such keen interest in making sure that you're on top of things.
Over the years, we've also had fellows who would start on the clinical track and then start developing interest in research or academic medicine and want to switch track. And we also have the capacity to accommodate such changes in plans because life changes. And to work with the fellows to tailor the program to really make them who they truly want to be when they are done here.
They basically interact you in a very friendly manner, and they give you good autonomy, and they supervise you, but don't micromanage things, and that is very good for learning. At the same time, it puts you in a comfort zone that you can discuss about anything and everything with your attendings.
And I think this personal relationship allows for a healthy learning environment. And as a result, we develop this partnership rather than an attending and trainee or supervisor and learner.
And right from the get-go, Dr. Shibley was very welcoming. She told me that although the division hadn't necessarily had candidates before who had done qualitative work or more clinical research, that she was interested in supporting me and interested in finding ways to make that work for me in the long term. And she really bent over backwards to find research mentors for me, and she met with me on many occasions to basically help me plan my research career, and I felt like there was a tremendous amount of individual attention, and I'm very, very grateful to the support I received.
The faculty are really nice. Specifically, they are very committed to individualizing your training to align that with your long-term career goals and your long-term career aspirations. No trainee comes to Iowa in endocrinology and gets lost.
My long-term plan is actually to be maybe a part of the faculty members here and go into the academic route. This has always been my dream. And if I get the chance to be in Iowa City at the University Hospital, that maybe I hit the jackpot.